In today's video, we're going to talk about what testing you need to get done to have a more complete picture of thyroid function and how that's different than just the basic routine tests that most doctors run. Hi, I'm Dr. Jesse Morris. I specialize in natural solutions for fatigue, gut health, and autoimmunity. So thyroid conditions are super common. Here in the US, about 5% of the general population has a thyroid condition, and women are about 10 times more likely to have a problem with their thyroid than men. So thyroid conditions come in a few different flavors. So what I want to start with today is giving you an overview of thyroid physiology so you understand why thorough testing is really important when you're looking at thyroid function. So thyroid hormones basically control your metabolism, which is essentially the speed at which your cells can convert food into energy. So in order for your body to have energy and to function well, you need just the right amount of thyroid hormones, okay? Not too many and not too few. So there's a part of your brain called your hypothalamus that senses the levels of thyroid hormones in your blood. And when the levels get low, your hypothalamus sends a signal to your pituitary, which then sends a signal to your thyroid gland to release thyroid hormones that have been made and stored there. Now, the main thyroid hormone that gets released into your blood is called T4. T4 gets released and stuck onto a protein that can transport it around the body, kind of like a taxi cab, right? But in order for T4 to do its job, it has to be converted into a slightly different form called T3. Then T3 can move into the nucleus of your cells to control metabolism. So you can see there's a lot of different places where you can have problems in that pathway. You could have problems with your hypothalamus and pituitary not sending the right signal to your thyroid gland. You could have a problem with your thyroid making too many or too few hormones. You could have a problem with T4 not being transported around the body correctly, and you can have problems with T4 being converted into T3 correctly. And you can have problems with your cells being able to actually utilize thyroid hormones. So unfortunately, routine testing for the thyroid really only looks at two markers, TSH and free T4, to look at the levels of thyroid hormones, right? But it doesn't do anything to evaluate all the other places where there can be problems with thyroid physiology. So what tests do you need to do to get a complete picture of thyroid function? So in my opinion, a complete thyroid panel includes 9 different tests, okay? TSH, which is the hormone that your pituitary releases to tell your thyroid gland to release hormones. There's total T4 and free T4, which give a more complete picture of T4. There's total T3 and free T3, which give a more complete picture of T3 and the conversion of T4 to T3. There's T3 uptake, which helps evaluate the protein that carries thyroid hormones around in the body. There's reverse T3, which also helps evaluate conversion. And then there's TPO and TGB antibodies, which help evaluate or assess for Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune condition against the thyroid gland, which is actually the most common cause of thyroid dysfunction here in the US. So I know that's a mouthful. Let me just give you a little summary of those tests, okay? So there's TSH, total T4 and free T4, total T3 and free T3, T3 uptake, reverse T3, TPO, and TGB antibodies. Now, I think having a more thorough or complete picture of the thyroid gland really allows us to treat the thyroid in a more thorough and nuanced way beyond just managing thyroid hormone levels with medication, okay? So we've talked a whole bunch about testing in this video and in my last video. In my next series of videos, we're gonna talk about diet and lifestyle strategies to really manage thyroid conditions, specifically Hashimoto's. So if you want more information about thyroid health, stay tuned for those videos. Or if you know you want some one-on-one help with Hashimoto's or managing thyroid health, you can request an appointment through drjessemorris.com. I'm happy to help. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this, and I look forward to seeing you soon.